Well, hello. In tonight's video, tonight, because it's tonight for me, might be daytime for you, I don't know. But in this video, I'm going to show you how you can create new content on WordPress. I'm going to be working specifically to address how to do this on a specific implementation of WordPress called Song Skirmish. But almost everything that I say today is going to apply to any WordPress blog and how to upload content to it. A blog, or for that matter, a podcast. So the difference between a blog and a podcast is simply, is there any audio content in the blog post? If there is, it becomes a podcast. If there isn't, then it's a blog. So that's literally the only difference between the two. So we're looking right now at the Song Skirmish website, and we have a button here that has Add a Song. If you're looking at a different implementation, you may see up here the name of your site. You can drop down and choose posts, add new. You can also choose the new up here. Bring you to the same place as that add a song button would have brought you. So here's your post. You're going to give it a name, and I'm going to, in this case, do something that's called Throw Me a Bone, because that's the name of the song that I'm going to post here. I'm going to put in some information about this song. This is a song. So this would be your content. Again, whether this is a blog or a podcast, this is where your written content's going to go. I created a space here because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose this add media. And I am going to go to upload files. Now I actually have this already in here, but we'll just show you how you do that. Upload files. You can either select the file from your system, wherever you want to find it, or if you know where it lives and you have a window open, you can simply drag the file to here. I'm not going to do that because it's already there, but that's what you would do. Actually, let me take it back. Let's go ahead and do that. And I'll show you why I want to do that. As it uploads, you can see it uploading right over here. And tick, tick, tick. It's going very slowly. So once it finishes uploading here, you'll notice over on the right-hand side, it fills in whatever information it has about that file. That's sort of metadata about the file. This is going to be true whether it's, in this case, audio file. If it's a graphic, you can see it captures what it can. If it's a video, it'll capture whatever it can. And I'm going to say insert into post. Again, this is just a duplicate of the file I already had, but we're going to insert into post. And this now represents that audio file that I just created. Now, a second way that you can insert new media, if I select add media, if you look over here on the left side, you can see a few items over here. We just used the upload file under the insert media, but another likely one that you might use is insert from URL. So if I already have a location where I know this file lives on the internet, I can simply put that information right here and insert it that way without having to upload it onto my own server. Okay, so we now have this audio file here. This is a song, blah, blah. We can type whatever information we want about it. We can do a lot of things up in this area. You can see that there's some various options for formatting. So if I want to make this bit bold and I want to make this bit italic, I can do that. And one thing I should point out here is note over here on the right-hand side, you can see that I right now have this tab that says visual open. If I select text, this is going to show me the actual content in the HTML format as it's going to be in here. So you can see that right here where I had this bold and where I had this blah, I had blah and blah. This one is bold, and this one is, what's the word? Italics. This one is bold. This is what the actual content or formatting looks like in HTML. But and you may, from time to time, need to go into this space For example, if you copy HTML from somewhere else, you might want to use that. And I'll give you an example of where that might come up. Let's say you want to embed something from SoundCloud. So we go to SoundCloud. I'm going to go to my own account, my own profile. Here's a song that I wrote. And let's see if I can remember how to do this. Share. Sorry, right there, share. And when I share, you can see a couple different options. They've got, down here is the link directly to it. Under here, I've got embed. So I can use this content here. And note it says WordPress code. Well, we're using WordPress right now. So let's go ahead and get the WordPress code. And we'll capture this content, copy that. And we'll go back to our WordPress blog. And in this case, if I paste this in here, it may not work quite right because this is a pre-formatted space that tries to look at this content as if it's just text. Whereas I'm going to delete that out and I'm going to go to the actual text choice here and put it in. And when I paste it in here, WordPress knows, oh, this is code. This isn't just text, it's code that tells me what to do. So I go back to visual over here, and this content now will work a little bit better in this space. So there are most cases you can do things, and in fact, it looks like in this case I could have done this either place. But there are plenty of cases where if you want to paste in actual code, you're going to want to do that from the text location. Everything else you're going to want to do from the visual location so that you can do all the different kinds of formatting. Also notice this last button here, toggle toolbar. If that's on or off, it basically gives me access to an extra set of features that I can choose here. So that's kind of building your content. We can import pictures or add pictures in this exact same way that we added the audio. Add media. You can insert media and upload files. I've got files here already, so I'll just grab one of them. And there we go. There's my media right down here. So I'm going to get rid of that. It's too big. But we can do whatever we need in terms of setting up the content right here. A couple other things you're going to want to know about on the right-hand side of the page here. First of all, status. Our current status is a draft. We haven't published this yet, meaning nobody can see it except us. If you want to save the draft because you're not ready to publish, go ahead and hit Save Draft. You can also choose here Preview to show you what this page is going to look like to the end user when they're viewing it. So as this loads up, you can see this is what we just created just now. Here is the first song that I entered, and here's the content that I created from the SoundCloud link. So that's what this is going to look like to the end user. If you're not happy with it, you can go back, close that window, go back in here and make further adjustments. So that's going to be your preview. Your status right now is draft. We're going to leave it there. Visibility, you may want to create a privately accessible or a password protected entry, which you can do. So if you want to have a particular publication that you don't want most people to see, only people with a password, you can create a password and stick it in there. In most cases, you're just going to leave this alone as public. This stick post to the front page is going to actually put it at the very top of your front page when people log in. So most cases, you won't need to touch anything in that space at all. Publish. When do you want to publish it? Often you want to publish immediately, and that's fine. If you want to set a date either in the past or the future for it to publish, if you set it to the past, it will show as having been published whenever you chose. If you set it to the future, it actually won't become visible to people until that date in the future that you create it. So that's great for setting up content if you want to publish something that you're finished writing and doing all your work, but you want it to show up sometime in the future. That's a great way to do that. And then, let's go down here to categories. Categories, you can add a new category if you want to, but if you have categories that you want to use so that people can more easily sort through and find the specific thing they want, you can use these categories. These are categories I created. You'll need to create your own categories if you don't see them here, but I'm going to choose this as song in this case. And below that is tags, and tags are kind of free form values that you can add that make it easier for people to search for the content that you have. So I'm going to go ahead and hit publish here. And when that finishes publishing, we'll be able to go ahead and look at the page. Now that's done publishing. So let's look at a couple of other items here. Right here, you can see permalink. Permalink just means that you can send this content to somebody, send this link to somebody, and they can find that file. Depending on your settings, I have a feature here, get short link. So I'm going to choose that, and you can see it'll create a short link for me if I don't want to send that longer link to people. Either way, doesn't matter. Either one will work just fine. And that's kind of it. We're done. So let's go ahead and view post right here and see what this post looks like in real life. So this is my actual blog, and this is what this new content looks like. That's all there is to it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to help you. Hope this was helpful. Cheers.